Welcome to Momo Tales.
One sunny morning, Momo woke up with excitement shining in his little eyes. He heard a rumor in the village about a magical forest made of candy. Everyone said the candy forest was hidden beyond the sparkling river. Momo loved sweet treats and dreamed of finding this mysterious forest. With his small backpack, he carried water, snacks, and a tiny notebook. "Today, I will find the candy forest," Momo said with a cheerful smile. He skipped down the path, waving at birds flying high in the blue sky. Soon, he reached the river where the water sparkled like melted crystals. A bridge appeared, glowing with sugar dust that tickled Momo's nose. Carefully, Momo crossed the bridge and felt magic surrounding him. Suddenly, the trees ahead began to shine with pink and purple lights. Momo gasped in wonder as he stepped into the candy forest at last. The trees were made of chocolate, with branches dripping caramel. Lollipops grew from bushes, shining like tiny rainbow-colored moons. Gummy bears marched around, singing cheerful songs in high voices. Momo could not believe his eyes. Everything looked delicious and sweet. He picked a candy apple that sparkled like glass, tasting pure delight. "Wow, this forest is real. It's more amazing than any dream I had." Suddenly, a cotton candy cloud floated down, inviting Momo to climb. He held tight as the fluffy cloud carried him deeper into the forest. Everywhere he looked, candy flowers bloomed in bright, sugary colors. Streams of chocolate milk flowed gently, filling the air with sweet smell. Candy canes stood tall like trees, shining red, white, and green stripes. A marshmallow rabbit hopped over and greeted Momo with a bow. "Welcome to the candy forest, little traveler," the rabbit kindly said. "But be careful, for too much candy can make the forest disappear." Momo tilted his head in surprise. "Disappear? How can that happen?" The rabbit explained. "The candy forest survives on balance and care. If children eat too much, the sweetness fades, and magic will die." Momo nodded, realizing the forest was more than just sweets to eat. He promised himself to enjoy wisely and protect the magical forest. As Momo walked ahead, he met jelly bean birds flying in colorful flocks. They chirped happily, dropping tiny, sparkling sugar stars as gifts. Momo collected a few stars, shining like diamonds in his small hands. He placed them in his notebook, whispering, "I'll keep these safe." Suddenly, he heard laughter from behind a giant peppermint rock. Curious, Momo peeked and saw children eating candies greedily. "Stop!" shouted Momo. "You must not eat too much, or the forest will fade." The children giggled and ignored him, biting into giant chocolate bars. Slowly, the candy trees around them began to turn gray and crumble. The marshmallow rabbit hopped nervously. "See? It's already happening." Momo rushed forward and stood tall. "Everyone, please listen to me. This forest is alive. If you take care of it, it will stay forever." The children paused, seeing the colors fading and trees losing shine. Momo held out the sugar stars he had collected from the jellybirds. "These are the forest treasures. They glow when the balance is safe." But now, the stars in his hand dimmed, their light fading away fast. Momo's heart raced. He had to act quickly before the forest was gone. "Let's plant the candy back," Momo suggested with determination. He dug small holes and placed half-eaten candies into the soft ground. At first, nothing happened. The children looked worried and scared. Then, suddenly, the ground glowed, and new candy plants sprouted. The forest slowly regained its colors, sweets shining brighter again. The children clapped with joy, realizing they could help the forest too. "See?" said Momo proudly. "If we care, the magic will never disappear." The marshmallow rabbit smiled. "You are truly a guardian, little Momo." The gummy bears marched happily, singing a victory song for Momo. Cotton candy clouds returned, glowing brighter in pink and blue hues. Momo felt proud, knowing he saved the candy forest with kindness. He decided to share this lesson with all children around the world. The rabbit gave him a glowing candy cane as a gift of friendship. This cane will guide you back to the candy forest whenever you wish. Momo thanked the rabbit and waved goodbye to his new candy friends. The forest sparkled, showering Momo with glitter like falling stars. He crossed the glowing bridge again, carrying memories in his heart. Back home, Momo opened his notebook filled with sugar stars and joy. He wrote, "Candy Forest is real, but magic survives only with care." From that day, Momo told children about sweets and balance in life. He became the Candy Forest's guardian, protecting its hidden wonders. At night, he dreamed of jellybirds, clouds, and glowing candy trees. His dreams sparkled with kindness, friendship, and endless adventure. The Candy Forest waited patiently for Momo's next cheerful visit. Momo walked through the village, telling children about his adventure. Many laughed, saying, "Forests can't be made of candy, silly Momo." But Momo smiled, showing them a glowing sugar star from his notebook. The star twinkled softly, proving the Candy Forest truly existed. Children's eyes widened, and they begged Momo to take them along. "One day," he promised, "but only if you learn to care and share." He taught them to plant seeds, water, flowers, and respect nature. "Candy or not," Momo said, "all forests need kindness to stay alive." The children nodded, understanding the lesson hidden in his words. Soon, the whole village cared more for trees, flowers, and animals. Momo felt happy, knowing the Candy Forest had changed real lives. At night, he polished his glowing candy cane, smiling with pride. The cane glimmered like a torch, lighting his room with sweet glow. Sometimes, when he touched it, he could hear gummy bears singing, or he smelled chocolate rivers flowing as if calling him back again. One night, the candy cane glowed brighter than ever before. Momo grabbed his notebook, ready for another Candy Forest journey. The sugar star on the first page shined like the moon in the sky. He crossed the sparkling bridge, returning to the magical forest. This time, the candy trees clapped, and lollipops sang in welcome. The marshmallow rabbit hopped to him, smiling warmly once again. "You returned, Momo. The forest is healthier since your last visit." Gummy bears danced in circles, carrying tiny sugar lanterns in paws. Jellybean birds whistled, dropping rainbow dust on Momo's shoulders. Cotton candy clouds floated above, casting soft pink shades below. Momo laughed, hugging the marshmallow rabbit with all his joy. "I missed you all," he said, "and I'm glad to see the forest happy." The rabbit replied, "It is because of your wisdom and gentle care." A new challenge awaited. Sour winds blowing from the forest edge. The rabbit explained, "If sour winds grow strong, sweetness will fade." Momo tightened his grip on the glowing cane, ready for the challenge. He followed the sour wind, feeling its sharp tang sting his nose. At the forest's edge, he saw sour goblins stirring a bitter storm. "We don't like sweet things," they shouted, stomping with fury. Momo stood bravely. "Sweetness brings joy. You must not destroy it." The goblins laughed. "Joy is weak. Sourness is stronger than smiles." Momo raised his cane, glowing like the sun, filling the air with light. "Kindness is stronger than bitterness," he shouted with all his heart. The sugar stars in his notebook floated up, circling like protectors. They shone bright, chasing away the sour clouds swirling overhead. The goblins shielded their eyes, unable to stand the shining sweetness. Slowly, their sour frowns softened, and they dropped their weapons. "Maybe we were wrong," whispered one goblin, tasting a sugar star. His face brightened with a smile, the first in his sour little life. The other goblins followed, nibbling candy flowers with shy grins. "See," Momo said, "happiness tastes better than anger and hate." The sour storm faded, leaving the sky clear with rainbow sparkles. The goblins bowed, promising never to harm the Candy Forest again. The marshmallow rabbit hugged Momo. "You saved us once more." Gummy bears cheered, their voices echoing through candy valleys. Jellybean birds painted rainbows across the sky with sweet dust. Cotton candy clouds spun slowly, glowing like lanterns at night. Momo smiled, knowing love and kindness always defeat bitterness. He stayed to celebrate, dancing with animals under a candy moon. The goblins joined too, learning laughter for the very first time. Marshmallow cakes were shared, and rivers of chocolate bubbled. It was the sweetest festival the candy forest had ever seen. Momo promised to return again whenever the forest called for him. The rabbit gave him another sugar star, glowing brighter than before. "This star is your medal," it said, "for bravery and gentle wisdom." Momo placed it in his notebook, safe beside the others he kept. When morning came, Momo returned across the sparkling bridge. His backpack felt light, but his heart was full of joy and love. The village children waited, asking him about the candy forest. Momo told them about goblins, storms, and the power of kindness. Their eyes widened in wonder, and they promised to be kind too. That night, Momo wrote in his notebook, "Kindness is sweetest magic." He placed the candy cane beside his bed, glowing like a tiny star. Dreams carried him back to the forest, where friends sang his name. Gummy bears clapped, jellybirds whistled, and clouds spun happily. The marshmallow rabbit waved, whispering, "See you soon, Momo." Even in dreams, Momo felt warm, surrounded by love and magic. He learned the candy forest was not just sweets, but a way of life. Share, care, protect, and love. Those were the true ingredients. With those values, Momo became a legend for all children to follow. The candy forest glowed each time his name was spoken with joy. And Momo knew deep inside, sweetness grows wherever love is found. The story of Momo in the candy forest will live forever in hearts.
More rhymes, more stories, more smiles. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Momotales.